friends, this is going to be our BookCon extravaganza, which is not that long because my camera doesn't work, so I don't have the actual footage, but I have all my hauls, I have my thoughts, I also have videos on my TikTok, my Instagram, kind of talking about the experience. I know that it was a controversial event. I still had a fun time, so let's get into it. Unfortunately, I cannot get the footage off my camera, so I'm just going to talk through my experience, and then I'm going to kind of go through the ARCs that I got and the physical copies that I bought. Overall, I think BookCon was a nice try. I think that not doing it for several years really had a lot of issues. And I think the biggest issue that we had was not anything could do because we didn't have enough space. It was in the small part of the Javits Center, and I just think with everything going on that floor, they really needed a lot more space, and that caused a lot of issues. The only two booths that I think that had enough space to realistically do ARC drops was Penguin and maybe Hachette. I think everyone else should have just focused on signings and buying things. There's just not enough space in your booth, and I think that that was the issue, and people were getting frustrated. I am normally a very good ARC hunter because I like, or like an ARC getter, because I just like follow the rules. The problem is the rules that they were telling you to follow was not going to get you an ARC because you were going to always be late to the game. So a lot of these I just got by luck. A couple of them I bought, but I'm just going to be honest in how I got them. And I will go back next year, but I will say if you are traveling to BookCon and BookCon is like not in your city and you're not like a New Yorker, I don't know if I would recommend it because you have to pay for a hotel. I don't know. I would maybe wait to see authors. Reservation was obviously a hot mess this year. Honestly, my reservations, I had an easy time and I got all the authors that I wanted. I missed one signature, but we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, the first thing that I did is I got Elise Kova to sign her special edition of Air Awakens, which I really am happy. I really need to reread this book, and this will be a little bit more of a motivation to do that. So yeah, I got her to sign this. This was a signing that I did. And then I was so aggravated at the end, I went to Source and I bought a book to get an ARC. So I got How to Find Love in the Cereal Aisle by Elisa Doregas. This comes out in August, and this was a book that I bought, and I'll go over my buy list at some point, but this was the only Source book I got because their lines were chaotic. I also did get the one Penguin book I wanted, What We Hunger For by Anna Macaria. This was the book that was with Mary Lou. I did not get that, but I was happy to get anything, and this comes out in June. So yeah, this is an exciting one. It has magic in it, and I'm excited to read this one. I did the book Matchmaker one day. I got Cozy, and I got Ungodly Rich by Catherine McGee, which I really do want to read. This comes out in July. And yeah, this was one that I'm super excited for. I have really liked her other books quite a bit, so I want to read this one. It's her adult debut. Avocado House was there, or Yen Press, and they were doing a giveaway if you could like prove that you were following them. So I got La Pasha's Witch, which is a genre-bending mystery. Mystery is one of Japan's most celebrated writers. That's really, really cool. And then the first day, we had some ARC drops from Scholastic, and I got Radio Free Texas by Libba Bray, and this comes out in October. It is a historical fiction book, but I'm really excited for this one. It looks really, really good. And then I got the Penguin signing I did on Sunday, Saturday, was Drown the Bones by Alexandra Kennington. This is the one that she signed. So I got her to sign this, and then I also got Crash Course by Piper Lawson. So these are my two signed books that I got on Saturday from Penguin, and they actually had a really good system. I didn't get anything on Sunday. I did try, but I didn't get anything. So and then we also had one of my books in my goodie bag for being a VIP member was Playmaker by Diana Faison. This is another one that I will probably listen to at some point, but I did get the physical ARC. And then another random drop from Scholastic was Up in the Ashes by Shannon Cameron. This is the same author that wrote Bluebird. She writes a lot of historical fiction, so I would like to read this over the summer. And then I got a couple of books. I was in line with someone and they knew I was a middle school teacher, so they kind of gave me one of theirs. But I got The Missing Mitch Asparozia by Leah Ha. I got Ghost in the Night by Tiffany D. Jackson. And I got Mixed Feelings by this is a graphic novel. Okay, that's good. I like graphic novels. And these are all coming April, August, and May. So these are three that I got from Scholastic. I also did the other signing that I did was from The Lone Wolf Paradox by M. Jar Ecton. And this is, I think, I don't know if this is a contemporary book or not, but I'm excited for this one. She was really, really nice. And then I did one of the Source Books drops. I actually wish I would have done more. This is The Blade of Ours by Shanna Abelshin. This is the sequel to Monster of Mine, so now I have the sequel. And then the last book I got was Sapphi, The One-Eyed Cat, Volume 1. So those are all of my ARCs that I got, and now let's do the physical books that I bought. I had a couple of author signings that I signed up for, like when the reservations went through. These were the authors that were like, you had to have reservations to see them. So I actually did all my author signings, which is actually super cool. So I got to see Rebecca Thorne. She signed 2 of my books. She signed A Pirate's Life for Tea for me, which is really, really cool. I still have to read this one. I'm going to put this on my new spreadsheet to read. I also got To You at the Altar, which I have some bookish swag from her as well. Really lovely. If I remember, I'll attach a photo of her here. I put the Bone season away, but I did meet her, and I also got to meet Annalise Sandberg for Laura in the Wilds. I will attach a photo of those authors if I remember. And then this was one that I bought from my house. It was technically a signing with the Baby Dragon Bookstore, the Book Dragon Bookstore. So I have this one, which was The Heart Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder, and she was really, really lovely. And then I also bought a couple of books that I'm going to show you, and most of these are signed, just a couple of them aren't. But yeah, let me go get that book haul, and then we will chat about that. I always buy stuff, and a lot of these are indie, but some of them are books that I just didn't get to see in a bookstore yet. So one is Stay for a Spell by Amy Coombe. This was a Penguin book, and it's cozy fantasy, and I love cozy fantasy, so I want to read this one relatively soon. This one I've been marketed to death to me, and it's been all everywhere on my Instagram and my TikTok. So I got Anara and the Spirit Magic signed, and this is a graphic book that has a lot of pretty photos in it, and I really wanted to read it. This was in Indie Alley in the basement. I also went through Indie Alley, like, I think Saturday, and I went back and picked up the ones that I was most interested in. So I got Blood and Sunlight by Diana Cancel, I think. I may be saying her name wrong, but this is a book I really do want to read. I think it is YA, and it is and I want to read this one. So this one's also a very, very pretty cover. I also didn't realize, but Shauna McGuire was there, and she was signing a Magic the Gathering novel, and I happened to be over there trying to get another ARC drop that I didn't wind up getting, but I went in there and I didn't realize who that person was. I really want to do a reading vlog where I read a couple of these inspired by books, because I have quite a few, but I got to meet Shauna McGuire. That was so cool. No one really knew she was there. She was there the whole day. No one really said anything, and I also have cards for it as well. I also did the signing for Carnival Fantastico. I bought this book and I got it signed by the author, which was so cool. So I'm really excited for that. That's another one that I really do want to read. And then they also brought back their really pretty edition of When the Bell Tolls by Jaslyn Lee. And this is the one that everyone wanted last year at Comic-Con, and no one got. So I got it now, and I'm really happy that they made that decision to bring this book back, because it is stunning. And then to get the ARC I showed you from Source, I got Thrown in the Dark by Egi Caggiano, and this is a book that everyone and their mother has been chit-chatting about. It's a cozy fantasy. So yeah, that is round 1 of the books that I bought, and now let's get to round 2. Dragons, I'm back. So I was a little bit selective in what I was buying. Like, I did buy. So I bought Guard in the Garden by Z.S. Danamy, and I actually have had this on my Kindle for quite a bit. When I saw he was there, I had to support him. So I bought this one, and I'm very happy that I finally get to read it physically. Then I was browsing through Harper, our Hachette line, and they brought their copy of The Wicked Sea, and I am a fan for Stunning Edges, so this one is one that I really do want to read. It wasn't in any of my book boxes, so I decided to pick it up. And then I think it was I think it was Sam. She was talking about this author, A Song of Shadow and Starlight by Megan Gaither, and I got it because I was there, she was there, and she signed it to me. This is such a pretty edition. I also got a book called The Amateur Witch's Guide to Murder by Kay Valentine. They were down there, and I got their book signed as well. They also gave me a little bit of swag. And yeah, they signed it, so that was exciting. I also met Brie from Four Paws in a Book because she was an author assistant for this author, so I picked up the Vinyl Orchard by CJ Rivera, and she was there and I got to buy her and meet Brie, which was really, really fun, but I also bought the book. And then I also got one from Jean McGrary, who was Not Every Girl. It kind of gave me Tamora Pierce vibes. And then I met Lynn Painter in the Penguin booth. I've actually already read this book, but I loved it. It was so cute. So I overall think that I would definitely go back to BookCon, but I think that if you are somebody, you have to kind of decide like why you're going to BookCon. If you're going to BookCon for ARC drops, I would not honestly go, because I think currently in its current situation, I don't think it's worth it. For me, I will go because I live on Long Island. I live in the city. I don't have to like travel that far. I really hope that they improve and they have a fun time. I've been to so many cons in smaller venues than that have a lot better like ARC line policies. I'm on a lawn at Y'all Fest and it just has a better system. So I think that they just need to figure out how to do it in a situation like that. And I think, honestly, if you don't go to cons like that, you're going to struggle. And I think that was a situation that we had with Source, with Harper. And Harper goes, but I think it's very different to go to a con like ALA because you have too many split focuses. You're selling, you're doing ARC drops, you don't have enough space. Space would solve a lot of problems. So yeah, I think I might pop off back here and give you guys my final thoughts on Book Witch because I'm not done with it yet. I have not finished it yet, and then I really want to start another vlog, but I've been doing this vlog forever. So yeah, I'll be back when I have my final thoughts on Book Witch. I'm like 75% into it, but let me know if you were at BookCon, what were your thoughts. Also attach a couple of my photos in this video as well. I'll be back when I have an update for you. Bye, book friends. Definitely did Book Witch in a different vlog, but just know that it was a really, really fun weekend. A little bit chaotic, a little bit hectic, just like everything is. But I think like if you go to a con like New York City Comic-Con, you have a split focus. Not everyone is in the book area, and I think that they just have to realize that there are going to be a lot of people that want to go, and to give us more space so that everyone stays safe. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if there's a book in this video you want me to see you review sooner rather than later, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends.